ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
I don't know, man. Losing a quarterback competition to Daniel Jones, I mean, it might be time to hang it up and try badminton.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man, your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is such a pleasure to be back with you again here on a Top 5 Tuesday. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. This is Theoretically Speaking. And two things are abundantly clear to me here today. As I sit before you on August 19th, as we are now 16 days out from the kickoff of the NFL season. This weekend, actually, week 0 of the college football season. Number one, it's that the Indianapolis Colts are clearly in the market to use their 2026 first-round draft pick on a quarterback coming out of college. That is their fate. That you seal your fate. That is your destiny once you decide that Daniel Jones is your starting quarterback for the season, which again just got announced earlier this morning. Number two, Anthony Richardson needs a new hobby. Anthony Richardson, who came out of the University of Florida as a project, who was a freak athlete, and he showed that throughout his playing days in high school and in college and at the draft combine, so much so that Ballard and the Colts decided we want that guy right there. Who he's an alien. He's never been spectacular as a football player. He's had pops. He's had moments. We think we can make him into a starting quarterback. They chose him 4th overall in the 2023 NFL draft. And now 2 years in, I've had to watch back-to-back seasons, whereas a guy who has been in the same offense and the same system since he's entered this league lost his job last year to Joe Flacco mid-season after he pulled himself from a game.
Can't go full
he was
Flacco.
Tired. You can't. That was like, I thought that was the final straw, but then the Colts gave him another chance this offseason. And so C-Cat, who's on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos, who knows a good thing or two about Flacco and quarterback battles as a Ravens fan. So I'm thinking, okay, you lose your job to Flacco. You get another chance to sit back and learn and figure out how to process, figure out your checks in this offensive system. Learn under Shane Steichen, who has proven to be a good quarterback whisperer over his time as a QB coach, offensive coordinator, and now a head coach with the Colts. And you enter a offseason where Daniel Jones had several options. Remember, like when Daniel Jones left the Giants midseason, he goes to the Vikings. He learns from Kevin O'Connell as a backup, as an almost like a emergency quarterback. And then he picked his spot this offseason, and he picked Indianapolis. He handpicked Indianapolis because he said, I think that is a place wherein I can win a quarterback competition. And the day after he did so, and the Colts paid that dude $14 million, C-Cat, I said right here on Theoretically Speaking, and I said Anthony Richardson should feel disrespected. He should feel like the Colts are undermining him as a prospect. They are disrespecting him as a man, as a football player, as a potential franchise quarterback. He should have taken it personally that they brought that dude in, paid him more than him, and said it is an open competition at quarterback. And this morning we learned that open competition is now shut, sealed, closed. Daniel Jones won the starting quarterback job. And not only that, Shane Steichen, head coach of the Colts, says this isn't just like he's starting for now and then we're going to rev up the 23-year-old young buck to take over. He's like, no, this is our starter for the season. I mean this earnestly, and I don't have any hate in my heart for the Gators, for Anthony Richardson himself. Seems like a real cool dude. Never met him in person. Would never hate on him. I mean this earnestly, though. The dude should pick up a new hobby. I don't think football is it. I really don't. He's so athletic, too. He could be an Olympian at other sports, I'm sure. He is maybe even change positions at this point. And I don't want to sound like I'm echoing the old rhetoric of folks who would just look at the color of a brother's skin and his athleticism and say, we don't think he should play QB. They tried to do that with Lamar Jackson. The guy's a 2-time MVP, should be a 3-time MVP, a Heisman winner, and one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the league. They tried to do it with many people before. But when you lose your job to Joe Flacco, And in the very next offseason, in an open competition with Daniel Jones, who's coming off the streets pretty much. You've been in this system for 2 years now. You have the lay of the land. The locker room knows you. The coaching staff knows you. They have a high level of investment into you. It would make all the sense in the world for them to start you over Daniel Jones. You lost that open competition to Daniel Jones. I can't any longer vouch for or cape for Anthony Richardson as a starting quarterback in the NFL. I hope the best for the brother. But the first thing that came to mind when I saw that announcement, after I realized I was not being spoofed, it was not one of those spam accounts reaching for engagement, I said maybe he should find something better to do with his time because football and quarterbacking is not it.
Yeah, what I saw was the Colts deciding to not get an oil change because they're going to buy a car eventually soon. And that's exactly what I did with my beat-up 200,000 miles on an SUV that I had a couple of years ago. That's what the Colts are doing with Anthony Richardson. They are not going to invest any more time, effort, or money into him as a project as a quarterback because there will be a fresh batch of quarterbacks in next year's draft.
Do they think, though, that – because, like, I'm wondering if Shane Steichen and Chris Ballard feel like they'll be around next year if this thing goes absolutely horrendous, which I assume it would because I know what Daniel Jones is as a quarterback. Like, do they think Daniel Jones can save their jobs, or are they playing the long game here where they're like, okay, if we start A-Rich out the gates and he sucks, we're going to get no kind of revival of faith by trotting Daniel Jones out midseason. Maybe they're thinking we start Daniel Jones 5, 6, 7 games. He stinks. That's not on us. He came in as a guy that is below average quarterback, and that's what we got out of him. Let's now turn to the young gun. That's the only thing I can consider that would give me faith that maybe this is a reclamation project that can happen with A-Rich. Outside of that, this thing is over. Close the door. Shut it. I don't want to watch any Colts games going forward. I don't want to. Jonathan Taylor's the only good thing coming out of that program right now.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson was drafted as a project who had seemingly, the draft says all you need to know about the potential that he had as a quarterback because of his specs and his athleticism. And another season starting Anthony Richardson might appear as though the Colts are not getting the most out of Anthony Richardson if they try to trot him out there again.
Yeah.
And they're saying, we're not going to take that chance again. The world knows who Daniel Jones is. If this offense fails, it's on Daniel Jones, and it's not on the Colts.
I wonder if you said if the offense fails. C-Cat, that is being awfully kind.
Want a playoff game?
That's being awfully kind. Who won a what?
A playoff game.
Well, Daniel Jones won a playoff game.
Oh, he sure did.
Okay.
Iced that, too.
Yeah. Who was that again? Who was that again?
The Minnesota Vikings.
And who was the quarterback for that Vikings team?
One of the richest quarterbacks of all time, Kirk Cousins.
Was that the same Kirk Cousins? Was that I think that was the game where it was like 3rd and 12 or
Check
4th
down.
and 12, and the Vikings need this first. It was 4th and 12. Vikings need it. Season on the line.
5-yard out.
Kirk Cousins says it'll look better in 20 years if I have a completion for 6 yards than an interception 20 yards down the field. I'm gonna go ahead and bow out of this thing.
Okay, so I should remove the word "if" from my vocabulary when it comes to the success of Daniel Jones leading the Colts.
Yeah, no. This is going to be a bad offense. This is going to be a bad football team. This is a motionless squad. We haven't done the Indianapolis Colts on Teddy Tour days. I have my Teddy tiers, which Big Steppers is the highest tier. Fun guys is right in the middle, teams that were going to be exciting to watch, but they aren't really a threat. And at the very, very bottom is the motionless teams. The Saints are going to be there. The Colts are going to be there. And nothing says motionless in the NFL today than starting Danny Dimes. Maybe I have a vendetta against Danny Dimes. I think it was his rookie or his sophomore year with the Giants. I was playing in a fantasy football league where I was dominant. I had Christian McCaffrey and Lamar Jackson on the squad. And because your Ravens were too good, Lamar sat out. And because for some odd reason, Brian Daboll decided to work his magic with Daniel Jones that year, the dude threw like 6 touchdowns on me in the fantasy football playoffs. And ever since then, I'm like, this dude right here is the bane of my existence.
Sneaky speed, too. Don't let him get out in space around the edge.
Well, he'll trip himself and fall. Is what we've seen.
One prime time. That's all what everyone remembers.
Yes,
happens once.
That's what happens. That's how primetime games work. That's how Andy Dalton caught his name. That's how our guy Kirk Cousins himself.
So when you saw the
flag.
push notification or the tweet or whatever it was that the Colts are announcing Daniel Jones as their 2025 starter, your instant reaction was?
Why? I think that's a legitimate question that I think needs to be actually answered, and not in the way in which Shane Steichen and Chris Ballard have been handling this. Like, and I get it, Indianapolis isn't one of those towns that has a lot of journalists that are going to hold them to the fire. It's not that kind of place. There's not going to be a lot of like digging deep, second guessing. I mean, maybe that one columnist at the Indy Star that was like, saying all of that like misogynistic stuff against Caitlin Clark, maybe he could get away with it. But I'm curious as to why you would pull the trigger and go with Daniel Jones. And I say that because it feels like we know exactly what he is. Like, we know what he's going to get you, and it's below average quarterback play. And again, aside from that one time that he decided to become Superman and score 6 touchdowns and ruin my fantasy football season, I got nothing against the guy. But I think we've seen enough. Like the same way I feel about Kenny Pickett. I think we've seen enough. Well, you remember the quote the Colin Cowherd when he was talking about how Ben Simmons is coming into the league and LeBron, hey, we're good. We're good, bro. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about Daniel Jones, but actually it's obviously true. We're good. We're good. I shouldn't have to turn on my TV to NFL Red Zone this weekend, or throughout the weekends this fall, and watch Daniel Jones play football for a team because they chose that avenue. Like, they chose it. They had another option, and they chose Daniel Jones. At least Anthony Richardson is going to either fail or succeed in a thrilling way. Daniel Jones is just uninspiring.
So it's more an addendum on Anthony Richardson as a quarterback, not Daniel Jones earning it in Theo Dorsey's eyes. It's, man, Anthony Richardson, you stink.
Daniel Jones was bad this preseason. Here's Daniel Jones' numbers this preseason so far. We're only 2 weeks in. In 2 games, Daniel Jones, 17 for 32, 245 total passing yards, and he's taken a sack. His QB rating is 78.3. 17 of 32. So Anthony Richardson last year was the worst in the league when it came to completion percentage, 47%, last amongst starters for quarterbacks last year. So he's abysmal as a quarterback when it comes to accuracy. He obviously puts way too much on every single pass, no matter how close or far the receivers are to him. But 17 for 32, that's not inspiring play either. Shane Steichen is saying that he gave the job to the person that he trusts the most. If you're trusting Daniel Jones to do something for your team, what is that you're looking for? Are you trusting him to help you to the first overall pick next year? Like, I can give you that.
That's reading between the lines. Yeah.
Hey, Rich could have got you that too, and it would have been more fun to watch.
Right.
But you're going to get fired, though. That's the issue, huh?
I guess so, because there's still a glimmer of possibility that it's not Anthony Richardson's fault. We saw Daniel Jones fail elsewhere.
Yeah.
So if he fails here, he has priors. Here, it's Anthony Richardson failed with us, and he's going to fail with us again. And maybe it's the Colts that are the problem, and not Anthony Richardson.
GDK in the YouTube chat, ESPN West Palm, at ESPN West Palm, GDK says the Colts need to trade for Shador or something. We are hearing that the Cleveland Browns are going to likely be bringing 4 players onto their active roster. The issue is if you put a guy like Shador or Dylan Gabriel on your practice squad, another team likely is going to poach them. So you got to bring both of the young guns along if you don't want to just punt on the picks that you used on them, the 5th and 3rd rounders. And it seems like they're going to have Joe Flacco as the starter. They've already announced that. And Kenny Pickett, they just traded a draft pick away for. So they're kind of pot committed. The Browns are in this sticky situation where it's like we're pot committed to these 4 quarterbacks. We've spent real assets on them. We're going to look like fools if we cut one of them. So all of them are going to be on our roster. But it does sound like one of them might be made available. I don't know if I'm Shador Sanders. If the Colts is a situation I would be like falling over myself to step into. But I've seen what Shane Steichen did as a quarterbacks coach and offensive coordinator for the Chargers with Justin Herbert. I saw what he did as an offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts. So he's worked with a top-tier prospect. He's worked with a guy who also came into the league as a quote-unquote project similar to Anthony Richardson with way less draft capital than Jalen Hurts and turned him into something. Rich, that's part of the reason why I feel like this is a failed experiment already. We're 2.5 years into it. And the guy who has already worked his magic with other QBs is seemingly getting nowhere with Anthony Richardson. But if I'm Shador, I'd be interested. I'd be interested. If you're just tuning in here, the breaking news today is the Indianapolis Colts are not going to be starting the number 4 overall pick from the 2023 draft. Instead, they're going to be starting Daniel Jones, who was the number 6 pick. And how long ago was that? Like 2018?
That was 2018.
Wow. The guy that the Giants chose to pay over Saquon Barkley. The guy that set the Giants franchise back so far that last year, not only did Saquon Barkley walk and go to the Eagles and have one of the single greatest running back seasons of all time, Xavier McKinney, one of the most slept-on stories in the NFL, who just got named as the 30th best player on the NFL 100 list, 30th best player. Xavier McKinney, former safety for the Giants, they also let him walk in free agency on Hard Knocks as well. And that is the reason why we'll never get Hard Knocks offseason again. Because Xavier McKinney went on to lead the NFL in interceptions and now be voted by his peers as the best safety in football. Saquon Barkley went on to have a generational run in a Super Bowl championship, and the Giants are stuck with, I guess, Jackson Dart and Russell Wilson. And
hey, listen, you cannot be
solid defensive front.
Pessimistic about the Giants in 2025. It's impossible.
Maybe pay the guys that earned it on your team.
Daniel Jones, 2019. Correction.
2019.
Saquon was the draft before.
Here's my thing with the Colts. Number one, they are clearly a team that is drafting a quarterback in 2026. Number two, I have to ask myself the question whether or not Anthony Richardson deserves to be invested in to try and try back out there as a starting quarterback again in this league. But how about this? How about we hear it straight from the horse's mouth himself? Anthony Richardson, in the locker room today, just 30 or 45 minutes ago, spoke with media following a practice, following the announcement of Daniel Jones becoming named the starter of the Colts this season. He sounds like a person that is a bit humbled by all of this, but he also does not sound like a guy, to me at least, that has that competitive fire, that feels disrespected by the fact that he's even in a quarterback competition with someone the likes of Daniel Jones. We have the sound. Here it is, Anthony Richardson, literally fresh off the press, responding to the announcement today.
I guess you could say somewhat surprised, but at the end of the day, we all knew somebody was going to have to be on this end of the stick.
Not you.
It was me. I feel like I did improve. That's what I talked about earlier. My improvement was there, but it's still ways I can improve. It's still ways I can become a better player. Become a starter in this league. So I feel like I did a decent job in improving, but there's still a lot more I can do. It's only about to be year 3. Saying all this talked about me being 23 years old, so I still got more time. I still got more time to grow and be a great guy in this league. So I'm looking forward, and I'm thankful for every opportunity.
You cannot have that kind of attitude. I still got more time. He seems kind of complacent with the decision.
Yeah, complacent's the word. He kind of has a smile, not a big, massive smile on his face, but he's showing teeth. Like his body language, apart from the words that he's actually saying, he's not angry, sad, any of the disappointed. Even is not even a word I would use. Yeah. He's kind of accepting it.
That's not good. I love people that are at peace with themselves, though. That's a certain level of spiritual peace, a certain level of confidence you have about yourself as a being. I like that he is not letting this unravel him. I don't think I would like it if I was a Colts fan, because I would want my quarterback to be a bit more competitive. Look across your division right now. Do you think that if Cam Ward was in a battle with Will Levis and lost, he would be responding like that? Okay. Cam Ward just got done fighting Jeffrey Simmons, one of the biggest and baddest dudes in the NFL. Defensive tackle for the Titans. Just got into little fisticuffs with Justin Simmons yesterday at practice, in which Simmons walked away respecting him. And they weren't throwing actual blows. It was pushes. It was shoves. It was getting in each other's faces. But it's a competitive drive. It's the waking up at 5 a.m. and coming to the practice room and working on the craft to ensure you're going to be QB1. I haven't heard any of that stuff coming out of the Anthony Richardson camp. And trust me, if he was doing it, we would hear it, because he's got the best PR in all of the world.
Anthony Richardson got publicly demoted twice in the last 12 months. And he's handling them as a very good citizen would do in an office setting.
It's football, man.
Positive mindset, moving on, not going to let it affect his home life. But football is not real life. Football is not your accounting firm, your law firm, wherever you work 9 to 5. Football is a little bit different. There's different rules. You can get a fight at work when you're a football player.
Yes.
You can't do that at the office.
He does. Do you think he really wants this? I don't think he wants it. And to me, that's fine. But it makes me believe he also is not worth saving. What team is going to invest in this dude going forward? Who's going to be tricked into this experiment again? He wasn't good in high school. He wasn't good at Florida. And he's been bad since he stepped into the league. I mean this genuinely. I want the best for the dude. He seems like a good guy. I just think he should try something else.
He's not very hungry.
He's not.
He's complacent. He's like,
He's
okay.
complacent.
He said when he was in high school, I want to be an NFL quarterback. And he did that.
He did it. He completed his dream.
He got paid by the Indianapolis Colts to play quarterback. Check it off the list. Now, you might want to learn to play guitar. Like, you know,
He'd be a good bass player.
I've been meaning to get around to learning how to drive stick shift. Maybe we'll see that out of Anthony Richardson.
Maybe you can play darts the way he throws the balls with such velocity.
Maybe he gets into baking. And now we're seeing Anthony Richardson how to bake sourdough recipes online.
Yes.
There's a lot to life outside of football, but it's clear that he's not prioritizing hungry enough to being the best football player he can be.
When you said he should try a baking thing, that reminded me of one of the most cruel things I've ever said or done to my little brother, who's intern Zeke, who's now back in school, but was interning with us this summer. When he was playing Little League basketball as a kid, one time he stepped off the court. I wasn't pleased with his performance. I wasn't pleased at all. So I went over like any big brother would do to give him a good coaching up, a good talking to. He starts dismissing things left and right, talking about how it was somebody else's fault. I said, you know what? You don't want to play basketball no more. You don't want it enough. You don't care enough. Next Friday, when we bring you out here, you're not going to suit up for the team. You're going to go home. You're going to bake some cupcakes. You can give them to the team post-game. They look hungry. They're the ones out there playing. And literally, it left my mouth, and I could not retract it. The dude was like 8 years old.
Wow.
This is literally Munchkin basketball, and I'm telling him, if you don't step your game up, then you're going to put on some oven mitts and an apron, and you're going to be baking cupcakes for the guys that do want to play basketball.
The hoops are the hoops that like they put on top of the normal size basketball hoops in order to lower it.
Yes.
Those types of basketball hoops.
It was that level of basketball. And yes, sure, I was hypercritical of him. But you know what? Maybe somebody needs to tell that to Anthony Richardson today. If you don't want to play football, you don't have to. You can bake. Look, you're under contract for the next 2 years, so you got to do something. Give him a job. Give him something else to do. But if you lose if you get benched for Joe Flacco at 40 years old and then you lose a quarterback competition to Daniel Jones in the year of 2025, I don't think you won it enough because you're better than him. It just is plain and simple.
Or you should be.
He is better.
Well, no. I mean, he clearly isn't.
I guess you're right.
He has much higher potential and much more reason to reach that potential when you look at the athlete that is Anthony Richardson. But when you talk about drive and will and desire to be the best he can be, clearly Daniel Jones beats him in that so much to a degree to beat him out for the starting quarterback job. To be the face of the franchise.
Hey, DJ must have earned it. He must have earned it. And clearly Anthony Richardson didn't. But here's the question, though. Would Anthony Richardson be the biggest reclamation project in the history of sport? In the history of sport, I'm not just talking about quarterbacks. I'm talking about in the history of any sport. If I told you 3 years from now, Anthony Richardson is a franchise QB who is competing for playoff spots, who is competing for spots in the AFC or NFC championship game, would that not be the greatest reclamation project in the history of sport? Because I do feel like his stock is at an all-time low. He is literally in the cellar as a guy that was drafted in the top 5. For him to lose these past 2 quarterback competitions to vets who are journeymen, who are bridge gaps, who are mentors, but not guys that you're going to want to lead your conference or lead your franchise, I do think it would take a modern-day miracle to turn Anthony Richardson into the guy that we expected him to be when the Colts drafted him in 2023. If he does get reclaimed, I do think it will be the greatest reclamation process or project in the history of sport. What is and what has been a bigger reclamation, a bigger project that actually turned successful than what A-Rich would be if they turned him into a quarterback? You let me know here on Theoretically Speaking. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Who or what was the biggest reclamation in sports? And would it be bigger than if Anthony Richardson did eventually become the guy that the Colts drafted him to be? It seems like it's over with. Daniel Jones is going to start for the Colts this year. And I just have zero faith in the future of what A-Rich is going to be able to deliver. Hopefully he turns into something, if not a great baker for the Colts. You know what? A lot of money in baking.
No, he needs to turn into a great baker for the Colts because a great baker for the Colts is on the Buccaneers right now.
Hey.
Come on.
Baker Mayfield, who reclaimed his career.
Exactly.
888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Oscar in the YouTube chat at ESPN West Palm says, I would make him the water boy. Make him the water boy, but even he plays better. Do you trust his aim? Because water boy is a position that people try to demean in sports, but that is sometimes you got to get that over to people efficiently. You got to hit multiple players.
Attention
in
to
one
detail.
timeout.
You know who likes their water through the mask?
Yeah.
Who likes to hold the bar to themselves?
That takes preparation as well. But maybe he's a water aficionado. Maybe he has actual interest in getting better at becoming a water boy, because I don't see the progression or the interest in getting better at quarterback, and clearly the Colts have not seen it either.
You know what? He came from Florida with the really strong ties to Gatorade.
Yeah. Oh.
Maybe Anthony Richardson becomes the greatest water boy of all time because he's serving up the water and the Gatorade.
He's doing both.
Mm-hmm.
He's got one in each hand. He's like, what do you need? I got
electrolytes, water,
yeah,
you name it.
Hit you with both. Pop, 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 pop. I wouldn't put it, again, his career, his future in that seems a lot more promising than what it seems like at quarterback. That is sad, too. That is absolutely sad. I was on the A-Rich train last year and even when he got drafted.
We called him the biggest possible disruptor in football last year. You're planning for the Burrows, Mahomes, Allens, Lamars of the world. You are planning for them to be great. You're planning for the Eagles to be good. And we were saying, watch out of the AFC South because Anthony Richardson and the Colts could throw a wrench in all of these teams' plans.
I will never be fooled by that again. And again, even when we said it with caution last year. We were just like, hey, he could be he was a top 4 pick. Shane Steichen is a good quarterback guru. He could be. And I think the door is closed. I think the door is closed. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776.
Yeah, Oscar is saying like the Water Boy, the movie, like Adam Sandler.
Oh, okay.
He should be the water boy, but even the water boy led his team to the championship.
Told you, I'm not a big Adam Sandler fan. You know what it is about Adam Sandler, C-Cat? And this is probably why you didn't enjoy Happy Gilmore 2. I saw Happy Gilmore 2, by the way.
I just didn't enjoy it. I want to burn it.
No.
We should erase it.
I think I figured it out. To me, he's an edgy children's comedian.
All right.
He's an edgy children's comedian. So you enjoyed Happy Gilmore as a child because this dude was edgy. He was doing and saying things that was like, oh my gosh, he can get away with that. And it was funny. It was quirky. It was slapstick comedy for kids. He's still doing some of those same things. And to me, it just doesn't really move me. It never has.
No, but you got to admit, like the plot and the actual humor, it was awful in Happy Gilmore 2 compared to Happy Gilmore 1.
Neither one of them moved me in the way in which it moved the masses. So, and again, I just have never been that moved by, I like Mr. Deeds. I like some Adam Sandler movies here and there. I just think he's one of those guys. You know how like you talk about some artists, you're like, I like them as a feature. I wouldn't listen to a solo album. I wouldn't watch like a full.
But like there's no feature of Adam Sandler. Every Adam Sandler movie is made by Adam Sandler and Happy Gilmore Productions or Happy Madison Productions.
You're right. And again, this is nothing against Adam Sandler. I don't want to get.
What's the last non-Adam Sandler-centric movie that Adam Sandler was in? I don't think
he doesn't do that.
Outside of his debut, He talked at length about the first movie he ever did. Then he got recruited from like an improv show.
Dang.
But think like just a movie that happens to cast Adam Sandler. Like called up his agent. It's like, hey, can you be in the latest Mission Impossible? I don't think it's ever happened.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think he doesn't do features, and maybe that's the issue. Maybe I would enjoy Adam Sandler more if it was in doses. King Zelu in the YouTube chat says he watched Happy Gilmore 2, stopped halfway through, got boring.
Thank you.
Grown Ups is his best stuff. That was another solid one.
1, not 2.
But again, all of his movies, it's kind of like the Kevin Hart effect too, where you get so much of it that you kind of get numb to it. So, it's overexposure. Sometimes that can get you exposed. Adam Sandler, sorry about Happy Gilmore 2. I'm sure you made a lot of money off of it though anyways. On the other side, the Colts are definitively drafting a quarterback in the first round next year. I gave you on a Top 5 Tuesday my top 5 NFL teams that will be drafting a quarterback in the first round. And surprise, surprise, it's going to be one team out of the AFC East, and it will not be the New York Jets. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on a Top 5 Tuesday on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE. In office, West Palm Beach.
ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500, courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school with a killer performance? Nominate them by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
Evan Cohen here, reminding you that ESPN 106.3 is the official home for Inter Miami Soccer. Tomorrow, the League's Cup continues. It's MLS versus Liga MX. Up next are Inter Miami and Tigres. We're live in Fort Lauderdale at 7:30 here on ESPN 106.3.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Experience the power and prestige of the new 2025 Range Rover Sport P530 Dynamic SE. Now available for lease at just $1,529 a month for 36 months. With $89.95 due at signing, you'll be behind the wheel of true luxury and performance. But hurry, offers like this don't last forever. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and drive the future of sophistication. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Right. You know what Daniel Jones is. That's not changing ever in life. When he becomes your quarterback, you have decided that you're drafting another one the next year. Yeah.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Ryan Clark has worked himself into becoming somewhat of a polarizing figure in sports talk these days. Nothing polarizing about what he said there on First Take. Just plainly, if you're starting Daniel Jones, you're signaling to the rest of the NFL that you plan on drafting your actual franchise quarterback in the following draft. And that's exactly the position that the Colts have put themselves into today as they make the announcement, as Anthony Richardson tries to figure out where he wants to go from here. And as we as fans have to now sign ourselves up to watching 17 games of more Danny Dimes. It got me thinking, though. There's a lot of good quarterbacks coming out of this draft in 2026. Like, while this past year, people said it was a down year, next year's supposed to be robust.
You putting together a mock draft 2026 1.0 right now?
I'm cooking it up, man.
You've got the Post-it notes on the desk.
Cade Klubnik. Lenoris Sellers. Might I throw in Carson Beck, please?
If you're going to throw in Carson Beck, I've got to throw in Penn State quarterback Drew Aller.
Hey, now. I'm cool with that. Arch Manning could leave. He could stay. He could go. You know, like, there's a lot. Fernando Mendoza, now at Illinois from South Florida. Or Indiana, excuse me, not Illinois. He's at Indiana. There's a lot of quarterbacks that are getting first-round grades from the experts. And all I'm saying is it's got me inspired. It is a Top 5 Tuesday. We're going to give our top 5 quarterback-needy teams in the 2026 draft based on what the Colts did today. Before I do, though, I got to say,
hey, Culligan man!
I have an appointment tomorrow with Culligan, my reverse osmosis system. This is what I love about the Culligan systems as well. I have the water softener with Culligan water. I also have the reverse osmosis system, and that is what helps purify my drinking water in my faucet. A couple days ago, I noticed that the button that I click that makes the faucet water go from regular water to the drinking water that I use for cooking and for obviously quenching my thirst, it didn't light up correctly. I said, what's that? And then I looked at my phone and immediately I see there's a notification on my Culligan app that I need to get and schedule a service. And it was just as simple as that. I tapped the notification, called the number. Hey, can I get somebody through? Yes, you can. And so tomorrow I will be linking back up with Culligan again to get this thing situated, get it hammered out. It was that simple. It's that easy. That's why I love the Culligan products.
Oh, so you didn't put a calendar invite or remember 6 months from now, I need to call this phone number. It did it all for you.
No, it tells you. It tells you whether it's a filter change, whether it is a Wi-Fi setting thing that they're going to come and do. I'll find out tomorrow. But what I do know is the first time I had a one-on-one with Culligan Water when they came into my home and they did that free water test, and Tim literally showed me all of the creepy crawlies. He showed me the exact pharmaceuticals and toxins that were in my water that I was potentially poisoning myself and my family with. I immediately said, you know what, Culligan, I got to jump in with y'all. I got to get that reverse osmosis system. You can try Culligan today for just $10 a month, but more importantly, you can get a free water test like I did and see how Culligan can help you with some of this water out here in Florida, because it is the worst in literally the entire United States. It is bottom 5. It is bad.
Yeah, fellas, ask your girlfriend or your wife if she wants better water for the shower, and she will say, where can I sign right here, right now? Because apparently the Florida water eviscerates hair.
Yeah, it does. It does damage to hair. It does damage to skin. And if you drink the water that you're getting out of the tap there, I'll just let Tim pull up on you and do a free water test, and he'll tell you what it can do to you. Culligan.com. Culligan.com. Get your free water test today, or just say,
hey, Culligan man.
Right after you visit the website, though, because this isn't like
when you hit schedule, or no, when you called up Culligan Water, did you open with, hey, Culligan man?
Well, no, because it was a woman that picked up the phone.
Ooh, that would have been embarrassing.
Yeah. That was trust me, I wanted to. But a woman picked up the phone. And so I was like,
maybe not.
I said,
audible.
And Culligan woman, something about that just hasn't the same ring to it, you know?
Hey, Culligan girl.
Culligan man.
It's just lady. Hey, Culligan lady.
It almost, it has more of a negative connotation because, like, hey, lady.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it just doesn't feel right coming from me. Maybe from a woman, it might be cool. But for me, it might feel it might not feel as I might not be able to deliver it as good. I can deliver this though.
Top 5, no debating. Top five.
Top 5 quarterback needy teams in the 2026 NFL Draft based on the Indianapolis Colts. Signing up for Daniel Jones and benching Anthony Richardson. And I'll start with one that might be a bit of a shock unless you have experienced the last few years in South Florida.
Number 5.
The Miami Dolphins. I'm not saying that they are at the top of this list, but I do think that they are in the running. If Mike McDaniel wants an opportunity to save his job, I do think going forward is probably going to have to be under a new signal caller because I don't see this season going very well. And I'm not saying it's going to be Tua's fault, but oftentimes the Dolphins go as he goes or literally is unable to go due to injury. As he goes or is literally unable to perform due to the weather conditions. You're going to have to strap yourself with a better quarterback if you're in the AFC. Tua is really, really good. But at this point in his career, I am out on him. He does have $56 million guaranteed to him next year, but I've seen other programs, other organizations get off of more dead money than what Tua would be for the Dolphins. They are going to draft a quarterback in the first round next year. Mark my words. All well to Tua. Hope things go well. But I just don't see it happen.
Yeah, and at the very least, they're the most justified without saying they're moving off of Tua to draft a quarterback because, listen, Tua, you are one hit away from being unavailable for the rest of eternity.
Yeah.
So, like, we don't want to give up on a season if that happens this year.
And I will say, too, that here's what I do know for sure, and everybody could probably agree. There's no shot in hell he ever signs another extension with the Dolphins. Like, he's going to maybe play out this contract. He might stick around through the end of this contract. I don't see a future in a Dolphins uniform. This feels like last chance you for him with the Dolphins. And if you see a robust quarterback draft ahead of you and you have your first round pick and it's likely going to be high, it is going to be tantalizing for them to go and select their guy.
Number 4.
Number 4 right here is a team that is a little more obvious, but maybe you don't think of them as that. The Los Angeles Rams.
Hey,
It's time.
Matt Stafford showed up to camp yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you see?
Yeah.
People were talking about how this guy might be bedridden. There were a lot of discussion and speculation on the health of Matt Stafford. And then he showed up. He looked like $1 million.
He is 37 years old, and he had back issues coming into camp this year. One thing about back issues, especially as you get older, CCAT, they don't go away. They don't get better. They only continue to progress and get worse. And I'm not saying that this is...
You're speaking from experience, Mr. Scoliosis.
I do. I think that's what I'm saying. I'm an expert. I am an expert at back issues. I do think that for Sean McVay and this Rams team, they have a lot of what you would want, right? Like that defense is really good. They drafted very well last year. Jared Verse. They had another guy. They had 2 guys in the Rookie of the Year conversation on defense. And I do think that it is about that time with Stafford, who has just one more year left on that deal. They just signed that little mini extension that they're guaranteed to. They were hesitant to regain or re-up on Stafford this past offseason. They just let Cooper Kupp walk. It feels like it's time for a breath of fresh air in Los Angeles. And who better to go out and get a rookie quarterback in the next draft than a guy like Sean McVay, who we know we can do the most with him.
Number 3.
This one right here is clear. The Cleveland Browns. They got 2 picks in the first round next year. They got 4 quarterbacks that they want nothing to do with. And even if I believe Shedeur Sanders performs well, who is the only guy I can see potentially rising up strong enough to end up being, okay, maybe he can be our starter for the future. I think the Browns, with those 2 picks, they use one on the quarterback to either have an open competition with Shedeur or they sell high in their own valuing of Shedeur Sanders because it doesn't seem like they have any faith in him.
You buy a house, you install new flooring and a new roof, and all of a sudden you sell it for twice the amount that you paid for.
I wouldn't be mad at it either.
You take Shedeur Sanders, who had a lot of media conversation around him, would definitely made his draft stock plummet come draft day, and maybe his own interviews. You give NFL tape on Shedeur Sanders, raise that stock back up, and flip him. What, they got him for a 5th-round pick?
5th rounder. 144 overall.
Flip him for a 2nd.
I would not blame the Browns if they did that and they went and got a quarterback that they actually believed in, because what I don't like is players being in situations where there is a lack of belief within that organization. If you waited till the 5th round to get him, that means you don't have faith in him. You did not believe in him. And I'm not sure if there's going to be enough he can do in this year to reinstill that in you, especially when there's so many gifted prospects coming out. That's the issue, too. It's not just about the current quarterbacks I'm talking about here. It's about the guys that are coming out in this next draft. It is going to be a murderer's row of quarterbacks next year. And that's why
number 2,
the Indianapolis Colts are clearly going to be selecting a guy.
This is the top 5 teams that will definitely be selecting a quarterback in the probable 1st round of next year's NFL draft.
I believe the Colts have – and also the Rams have 2 first-round picks. Remember, because the Falcons traded back. So the Rams have 2 first-rounders. They're going to use that capital to trade up, or they're going to use one of those picks on a quarterback. I think the same thing for the Colts, who have 1 first-rounder, but they have no quarterback in that locker room. They're starting Daniel Jones for the year. Anthony Richardson is going into year 3, and he might not even see a single snap. There's no way they're going to go into his 4th season where they have to make a decision on him for a 5th year re-up and bank on him turning into a starting quarterback. It's not happening.
Number 1.
This one's clear, right? This one's clear.
Of all the teams that will be guaranteed to draft a quarterback next year,
yeah,
it's not, because the Browns are the clearest in my eyes.
I know, but the Browns at least have 2 rookie quarterbacks this year, and one of them has a little bit of promise to him, a little shake to him in Shedeur.
Is it can I guess?
Yeah. That's what I was hoping for.
The New Orleans Saints?
Yes.
Okay.
Clearly.
Just making sure.
I mean, what the hell are we talking about?
Didn't they just draft a quarterback, though?
Yeah, but it was Tyler Shuck out of Louisville, who's 26 years old, who also is struggling to complete passes in the preseason against 2s. The Saints are drafting a quarterback. Kellen Moore is going to be a year 1 head coach in New Orleans, and he is not tying his future to any of those guys in that locker room. Not Hainer.
Still a 2nd overall pick. Or 2nd round pick.
Yeah,
Excuse me, Tyler Shuck. So, I mean,
that's
I don't think you draft this guy with the 2nd round as your backup quarterback for 2 years from now, do you?
Yeah, you do. The Saints are going to be absolutely bad. They're going to be.
But even the Eagles drafted Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round, and he ended up being their starter.
Right. That's not how often does that actually happen, though? Look at 2nd round quarterbacks, especially ones that don't come in with a lot of fervor. Like Jalen Hurts came in as a prospect where people were like, I could see it. Like, he was winning big. He was at a big school. He was a big name. He went to play under Lincoln Riley. Nick Saban started him as a true freshman. That's not Tyler Shuck's experience.
Jalen Hurts would be Carson Beckett and drafted next year.
What do you mean by that?
A quarterback who has a lot of question marks because he had a great surrounding cast.
True. Good, really good surrounding cast for Jalen Hurts. I wouldn't say great. Joe Burrow had a great surrounding cast. I wouldn't call Jalen Hurts a surrounding cast.
He won a national championship and got the hook in the middle of a SEC game, right?
Think about Oklahoma. Yeah. Well, he got the hook in the national championship game. Tua came in and saved the day. Tua got the hook in the SEC championship game. I was at that one, and Jalen Hurts came in and saved the day. They both saved each other's back-to-back seasons.
A lot of haters, a lot of success on the field with those 2 guys. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
But you think the Saints are clearly, hands down, going to draft a quarterback in 2026?
Yes.
And you think they're positioning to try to get Arch Manning?
Yes.
If he comes out into the draft?
Yes, and guess what? They'll probably do it again the next year if we just. The Saints are drafting a quarterback, though, because Kellen Moore is not going to go into year 2 with question marks at that position, and I don't believe in Tyler Shuck or Spencer Rattler or what was the Hainer kid that looks like a model?
Yes, Jake Hainer.
Jake Hainer. Yeah, like
he was warming up with a rugby ball over the weekend.
What the hell was that? The Saints are. We can all agree the Saints are going to be a joke this year. They just are. I hope that they trade off their serious players. They're going to be a joke.
Do they still have Chris Olave?
Yeah, they do.
Is he
he's
okay?
He's good. Are you talking about the concussions?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's
upstairs.
Same. You know what? He and Tua are one of a kind. Or it's not one of a kind.
Two peas in a pod.
2 peas in a pod. They're okay until they're not. He's just as okay as Tua. He has a history of concussions. Think about Percy Harvin as well. History of concussions. Everything's fine. He gets bumped in the head, and the season's over. That's Chris Olave, and that's Tua Tagovailoa. No shade to them. That's just the reality of the situation. I hope that they also find a new hobby that involves less head bumping because I want the best for these two young men.
You run down the list real quick one more time on who the top 5 teams that will draft a quarterback next year are.
Top 5 teams on the Top 5 Tuesday. The Miami Dolphins at 5. At 4, we have the Los Angeles Rams. At 3, the Cleveland Browns. At 2,
the Colts.
The Indianapolis Colts. And at 1, the New Orleans Saints. As you can tell, I have a great memory. I have great memories of this one specific event. And you know what it is. The annual Boca Raton Bowl, ABC Supply Company, Great Chef's Tailgate Showcase. It's heating up. It's right around the corner. A few weeks out, Wednesday, September 10th from 6 to 8:30. Join myself and the ESPN West Palm crew and some special celebrity guests and chefs at the Boca Raton Innovation Campus in Boca Raton as dozens of local chefs, breweries, and cocktail masters serve their favorite tailgate classics. Tickets are on sale right now. It includes all food samplings, entertainment, beer, wine, cocktails, and soft drinks. Visit spiritofgivingnetwork.org/events. spiritofgivingnetwork.org/events to purchase your tickets today. And the Great Chef's Tailgate, CCAT, you finally were able to go out and experience it yourself. Or you didn't.
No, I was about to say, I'm pulling strings, I'm pushing buttons to make sure that I am going to be there.
You have to come
this year. I'm usually sitting right where I am now, forward operating the shows that are broadcasted from there. But enough's enough. I need to be at the Chef's Tailgate.
I might like this event even more than the Boca Bowl itself.
Yeah.
And that's no shade to the Boca Bowl. It is just, think about it. You're in a room for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. And these days it's indoors. It used to be an outdoor event. Now it's indoors. So
climate controlled.
And literally it's like 40 to 50 different restaurants and cocktail masters. Just it's all free. Nobody's upcharging you at the gate. No, like you buy a ticket and everything is literally free and you get to get the best eats, the best drinks. I would advise you Uber there, not just because you're going to drink, but also because, well, you're going to be so full you ain't going to feel like driving on the way home.
Oh, you ever just eat so much that you got your right and your left hand just on your belly?
Yeah,
just sitting down like,
just happy.
Did good.
Just happy. Just fat and happy. That's what the Chef's Tailgate is all about. Again, if you want tickets, it is spiritofgivingnetwork.org/events. Pull up on us. I'll be on the microphone, and CCAT will be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, man. On the other side, we got to get to this get around. And also, we got some Teddy Two-A-Day later on. And we got Mike Tannenbaum, former GM of the Jets, pulling up as well. Packed out Top 5 Tuesday. So stick around here with the fellas. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
The season is kicking off. Keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the field, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8-star rating, EDS is trusted as the MVP, and it has been since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Kick off your game day comfort, and don't sweat the small stuff.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
What if every use of your debit card turns spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
So let it rip.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Yo, C-Cat.
It's me.
Can you just do me a favor? Strap up your seatbelt.
Okay.
All right.
Click.
Adjust your mirrors. Adjust your side view, your rear view.
Squeaky.
And let's take a trip.
The Safebound Get Around is brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, South Florida's most trusted moving company. You're safe with Safebound.
Might want to get those mirrors checked out. A little WD-40 will do the trick.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Nothing's worse when someone borrows your car and your seat and your mirrors are all in the wrong place.
Yeah. Yeah, like fix it back. Even though there's no way of you telling exactly where to put it, just give it an effort. Try it.
Whenever I borrowed my grandma's car, I would never change a thing.
Oh, that's tough. I couldn't do
I
that.
would just be hunched over and my knees touching my chest, essentially.
Yeah, that's you don't
out
do
of
that.
respect.
That's just okay. You went too far. You're too respectful.
Next stop.
This is the next stop here.
We're going to Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow.
Because there was a little bit of a scrap between the number 1 overall pick in last year's NFL draft.
Buffalo.
Or the last NFL drafts. It was Cam Ward going toe-to-toe with D. Lyman, Jeffrey Simmons. Here's the post-fight report from Jeffrey Simmons.
You guys, y'all blowing it up. Shouldn't get blowed up. The training camp, temper flares, move on, and then the day, can't touch the quarterback. It's the same thing. If we joint practice and somebody touch our quarterback, trust me, I'm going to be the first one in there. So I respect the hell out of our offense for having their quarterback back, having our quarterback back. But at the end of the day, it's football.
It's football, says Jeffrey Simmons after his hit on Cam Ward that resulted in a little bit of fisticuffs between the Titans O and D.
Jeffrey Simmons is 6'4", 305 pounds. Whole lot of man, and he can move. And I respect the hell out of Cam Ward for having that kind of competitive fire. Apparently what happened there, Cam Ward throws a touchdown. He does a celebration, the Zombieland joint in front of Jeffrey Simmons. He then gets a little physical with Simmons. Simmons gets physical with him back, and the offensive line ran to his protection. That is perfect. I love it. You know what it reminds me of? When Cam Newton beat up Josh Norman at practice his rookie season in camp, and I was like, oh, my God, the Panthers have a dog. The Panthers have a guy that ain't playing no games. I like when quarterbacks are like that, are feisty, and are competitive. It's almost like the opposite of Anthony Richardson. Think he'd ever get in a training camp fight? He'd be like, it's all good, dog. As a matter of fact, do you want to be the starter?
Next stop.
Let's go to Washington, D.C., where Joe Burrow lit it up last night with a couple of touchdowns.
3 of them.
Theo, you saw the highlights. What was your takeaway from Joe Burrow and the Bengals versus Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders, a pair of LSU quarterbacks, and toe-to-toe?
Yeah, I'll tell you which one I'd rather have leading my franchise, and it ain't the dude in the Bayou Bengal stripes. Excuse me, not the Bayou. I guess he went from a Bayou Bengal to a Bengal. That's nice for Joe Burrow.
Well,
yeah, they're the Bayou Bengals, LSU. Tigers.
Yeah, and now he's an actual Bengal.
Yeah, he's an actual Bengal.
Okay, yeah.
And he's actually worse than the other guy on the other side. Jaden Daniels, after one season, I will say it with my chest, I think that if you poll, because now you know what? Don't do the whole GM poll thing, because a lot of them are lying to you. They lie to you in these polls. They might say Joe Burrow. If you put him on a lie detector, they're taking the other guy on the other side of that field. Did you see when Joe Burrow thought he was a guy? He thought he was athletic?
Yes.
My biggest critique of Burrow is that he actually thinks he runs a 4.2 40. Like, he watches Lamar Jackson, he watches Jaden Daniels, he watches guys who have elite escapability and sweet feet, and he tries to enact those things, and you're watching the wrong tape, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't find a perfect comp for him because he isn't he's not a statue, but he's definitively not those guys, and he continues to get himself in trouble trying to escape sacks and then running into bigger ones, and he gets himself hurt. People act like Lamar Jackson was such an injury risk. Joe Burrow misses more games than Lamar Jackson. I just don't. I hope the best for the Bengals this year, but I know that they're going to be 8-9 or 9-8, and they're going to miss the playoffs.
Next stop.
And we've reached a conclusion.
That's
safe
it.
and get around.
That's it. Well, you know what? I want to get a real healthy conclusion from our guy Mike Tannenbaum on what he thought out of Joe Burrow and also what he thinks out of the Colts situation with Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. We'll get him on the other side in the happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-7473. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
It's the summer clearance event at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, and they need to sell 250 new Kias by month's end. Get up to $11,000 off MSRP. New Tellurides from $38,998 and lease the 2025 Kia K4 for just $199 a month with $34.99 due at signing. Plus, get 0% financing and up to $6,000 over KBB value for your trade. Open daily at 7:30 a.m. with no hidden fees and no surprises. Visit GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com today.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Right now is the best time to upgrade because once these deals are gone, they're gone for good. Don't wait around and let someone else drive away in the Kia you've been dreaming about. Your new ride is waiting for you at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach.
With approval to KFA, stock number SG005991. MSRP $45,235. 10,000 miles per year, plus tax tag and $999 admin fee. Discount includes all Kia factory rebates to dealer. Negative equity refinanced. Offers don't combine. Expires 9/15/25.
It's a Twin Peaks Tuesday. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge for eats, drinks, and scenic views. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is the happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking. It is August 19th. It is a Top 5 Tuesday. Earlier, I gave my top 5 teams in need of drafting a quarterback in the first round of the 2026 draft. 5 was the Dolphins, 4 was the Rams, 3 the Browns, 2 the Indianapolis Colts, who just named Daniel Jones their starter, and the clear-cut favorite at number 1, the New Orleans Saints, who have Tyler Shuck, Spencer Rattler, and some guy named Hayner in that QB room, and they are clearly making way for whoever is the best of the best of the best, sir, to come out next year from the college football ranks. A guy who knows a bit about drafting quarterbacks, about drafting and maneuvering within the NFL in general, is our guy, Mike Tannenbaum, ESPN NFL insider, former GM of the Jets, and friend of Theoretically Speaking, joining us on a Tuesday. Mike T, football is so near, you could practically smell it, man. How you doing on this Tuesday?
Doing great, guys. How about yourself?
Doing great. Excited to get college football kicked off this weekend, and then we're 16 days out from Cowboys Eagles on Thursday night football. Mike T, where were you when you saw the notification that Daniel Jones will be the starter for the Colts, and what was the first thought that came to your mind?
Heading up here to Bristol, Connecticut, I thought it was a mistake. I put something out on social, guys. Look, when he was drafted, he only had 13 starts at the University of Florida. He's had 15 since he's been in the NFL. And just by way of comparisons, these numbers are to me stunning. Like I said, I just posted this on X, but if you just go over the last couple of years here, guys, Bryce Young had 27 starts in college, Caleb Williams 33, Cam Ward 57, Jaden Daniels 55. So Anthony Richardson has compelling upside. It's going to take time. But I'm surprised that they're not more patient with him.
Do you think that this is a situation where potentially saving and prioritizing saving your job is put at more of a priority for Shane Steichen and Chris Ballard than it is trying to work with a young Anthony Richardson who still seems like, at least from their perspective, has a long way to go?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Why can't you win with Anthony Richardson? Put a package together that works for him, give him more. We got to the AFC Championship game with a rookie in Mark Sanchez. And, if you believed in Anthony Richardson when you drafted him, again, to me, the expectations would be it's not going to happen overnight. Let's live with the growing pains. He shouldn't make the same mistake twice, and he'll only get better and better.
Mike Tannenbaum joining us here on Theoretically Speaking, talking right now about the Colts quarterback situation as they made the announcement this morning that Daniel Jones is not just their starter for now, but their starter for the season. When you look at what Anthony Richardson has shown so far, he's only started 15 games. He's thrown under 800 passes in the NFL. Do you think if he sits this whole season that there would be a team around the league that would actually try and invest in making him some kind of a reclamation project, or does this feel like the beginning of the end?
Yeah, he'll have plenty of opportunities. Look at, Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith, Sam Darnold. They were with 4 different teams, so he'll get plenty. He's so talented. He'll get a ton of opportunities.
I would tend to hope so. I just feel like if the team that drafted you and has that capital invested in you is picking a guy like Daniel Jones over you, there's something they're seeing on a day-to-day basis that makes them feel otherwise. I'm curious when you look around the rest of the league, though. I know that this move makes me think the Colts are definitely drafting a quarterback in the first round next year. Would you be surprised if the Miami Dolphins also come to a place next year in April where they're spending a first-round draft pick on a quarterback?
Yeah, I heard your list. Look, the big question is always going to be, Tua's durability, because when he plays, they're very productive. I know he only played in 11 games last year. And I think certainly the Saints, the Browns, the Colts are much more likely. Not ruling it out for the Dolphins, but again, they have the solution, when he's healthy, unlike those other teams.
What do you think about the Los Angeles Rams? Because I just looked up today and realized in the draft, a sneaky move, when the Falcons traded back, the Rams actually have 2 first-rounders in 2026. They've got a 37-year-old Matt Stafford who enters camp this year late because of back issues. And I don't know if you've had any back issues before, but I don't think they get better with time as you age. Do you think McVay and the Rams could potentially be eyeing a quarterback in the first round of next year's draft?
Yeah, I like it. I think that makes sense. Stetson Bennett played better this preseason, but clearly they're not going to put all their eggs into his basket. So, yes, I think that's certainly a possibility. Stafford has had a great career, but obviously close to the end, 37 bad back. That makes a lot of sense to me.
I'm curious with McVay. We haven't really seen him kind of like go out and get that guy, and it's been a while, obviously, because he's had the solution in-house. So I would be curious what kind of guy he would be looking for in the first round. There's so many quarterbacks. Like, have you been kind of eyeing that 2026 class, sans Arch Manning? Like, who are some of the guys that have kind of stuck out to you?
Yeah, well, I think Garrett Nussmeier, Clay Kubnik at Clemson, Lenore Sellers at South Carolina. Like, those to me are the top three. But yeah, there could be upwards of 5 or 6 that come out. Obviously, depending on what Arch Manning does, who has a couple of years of eligibility. So yeah, we could be looking at a historic group next year, guys.
Damn. Here with Mike Tannenbaum. I got a question for you, Mike. Seeing Jackson Dart play pretty well over the weekend, me and Theo had the conversation yesterday. Who is going to start a game for their team first, Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart with the Giants? What would your answer to that question be?
Oh, I would go with Dart. I would start Dart right away. I would have given him the playbook in Green Bay and never looked back.
Wow.
I don't know what you're waiting for. I mean, guy rushed for 1,900 yards. Great stat is Russell Wilson was sacked at a rate of 31% above the league average last year. So to me, like, put Dart in, never look back, live with the growing pains, but he's clearly a much better athlete than Russell Wilson at this point.
I like that call, Mike T, and it feels like a call that a coach and a GM that had maybe more job security would make with more ease. Can you keep it real with us right quick? Like, does that ever come into play? Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen, it is not like a secret that their job, their seat is a little bit shaky right now. And the same thing potentially for Steichen and the Colts. How often do decisions like that get clouded by the fact that you also would like to still be around next year and you don't want to hinge all of your bets on the play of a young quarterback?
Yeah, like for me, like, you always have to do what's in the best interest of the organization. And I think things always work out. If you just do that, you just never know. Like, things happen. Again, like for us at the Jets, we were sitting there 8-7, hoping to have a winning season. Next thing we know, like, we back our way into the playoffs and probably win 2 road games, and we're 30 minutes away from the Super Bowl. So all I'm saying is, like, you just never know. So play the best players for the best reason. And like I said, things typically have a way of working out.
I would like to see it. I know I would be a little bit, happier as a fan that has no stake in it, to see more Jackson Dart, to see Shedeur Sanders, to even see Anthony Richardson with the Colts. But again, my job, my money, my livelihood is not tied to it. Mike Tannenbaum joining us here on Theoretically Speaking, talking little ball. I want to take us now on a trip to Nashville, Tennessee, where the number 1 overall pick, Cam Ward, he's got the moxie, he's got the confidence, he's got the arm strength, he's got the QB1 job, and he just got in a fight with the defensive tackle, Jeffrey Simmons, yesterday at camp. When you see something like that, what does that tell you about the competitive fire and potentially the way in which he can change the culture out there in Nashville that Cam Ward has?
Yeah, guys, like, we watched it all last year here in South Florida. Like, Cam Ward's competitive. He's a really good player. I'm not surprised. I think he's going to have a Jaden Daniels type of impact. And, we just talked about, what's going on with the Colts. Houston's had a lot of protections with C.J. Stroud. I'm not sold on Jacksonville. I think Tennessee and Cam Ward can win that division, and a little preseason dust up, no problem. They'll be ready to go, and I think Cam Ward just has some really special, factors.
That's it right there, the Mike Tannenbaum. You're lockstep right now with Theoretically Speaking. CCAT and I, we thought we were a little too high on this, but we've been all over the Titans. I do feel like Cam Ward can be transformative, not just in the way that he plays, but the way that he leads. And it's starting to feel like the Titans are feeling that same way. Mike Tannenbaum dropping a Tannenbaum on us here on Theoretically Speaking. Do you remember any camp dust-ups that happened, quarterback or not, back in your time with the Jets, that you feel like actually galvanized the team, that people kind of rallied around, like, all right, man, we locked in, we ready to go hit somebody else?
Yeah, we always had a lot of big personalities, like the Bart Scotts of the world. Like the better the teams, like you had some big personalities. So that's okay. Again, context is everything. Like it didn't seem like like blows were thrown or anything like that. So you want a quarterback with moxie, a rookie quarterback that comes in. That's why I'm so excited about Dart and Ward. I want to see them go out there and compete. And again, we saw that with Daniels last year. It wasn't too big for him. So a little competitiveness out of practice, I'm good with it.
And Mike T, before we let you go, I feel like I'm contractually obligated. It would not be right if I did not ask you a Cleveland Browns quarterback room question as we've been talking about rookie QBs and QB competitions. I'm not even going to lead you on this one. I just want to know where you stand right now. Joe Flacco was named the starter. Clearly, they have 3 other guys that think they have a chance to start this year. Just what is your 2 weeks into the preseason stance on the Cleveland Browns quarterback outlook for 2025?
Yeah. I think they're the 3rd best team in the division. It's hard to figure out, though, because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to struggle just given his age. And then you have, all the uncertainty of what's going on, obviously, with Cincinnati and their defense. So there's a high variance for who the 2nd best team is, behind Baltimore. So, look, if Quinshon Judkins gets in there, they could run the ball. Jerry Jeudy, David Njoku. I think Flacco is okay, guys. But to me, I really wish either Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel was healthy, and then certainly like to see how that would have played out. But it's weird, like all those other guys got hurt except for the 40-year-old Flacco.
Right, like what in the world? How does that even shake out? If I put my money on that, I would be a very rich man right now. Mike Tannenbaum joining us. Have a great day, and again, hopefully we do get more good news around the NFL about these young quarterbacks getting a chance to start in the coming weeks, because I would love to see it, and it sounds like you would as well. Appreciate your time, Mike T.
All right, thank you. That
is Mike Tannenbaum. His presence is always brought to you by Eisner Amper, and because he's lockstep with us, CCAT, on our Cam Ward Titans take, I'm a happy camper.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm a happy camper. I feel full of joy. I feel fueled up. And, well, CCAT, you know the place to go to actually get fueled up the right way.
So after you fuel up your car at the gas pump, the party starts at a racetrack.
Yeah.
Then you fuel up your body. It's more than just a one-stop shop for a football tailgate at a racetrack. They are our local team's biggest fan. With their whatever gets you going style of convenience, Racetrack is the go-to for all game day essentials. Ice cold drinks, whether from the fountain, whether from the fridge, whether from the back fridge if you're getting something different. Salty snacks, sweet treats. They have froyo there. Endless topping bar. They have usually 8 to 12 different flavors at the froyo machine with Swirl World at Racetrack. They've got it all at Racetrack, including freshly made in-house pizza. Get it by the slice or get it by the pie. Racetrack proudly operates under the mission of making people's lives simpler and more enjoyable, serving as the one-stop shop for quality and convenience on the go. At Racetrack, you're not just a customer, you're a part of the team. 7.5 million customers strong every single week. Of course, they support our local high school football teams. That's where you should stop to and fro your high school football Friday nights. That's where you should stop to and fro work. Racetrack is dedicated to giving back to communities we serve and helping our future stars shine. Join them this fall and cheer on your favorite local high school football team. At Racetrack, proud to fuel dreams by supporting our local high school teams. Together, we're making a difference.
Speaking of cheering on, we cheer on Tina as she revs up the engine.
And we have a extra special guest who just called in just now that I had to read from a piece of paper and take their phone call at the same time. I'm like a puppet.
Wow.
Not a puppet. I'm a puppeteer. That's the word.
How were you able to make that shake?
Just a genius.
This guy's crafty. All right, well, stick around. The happy hour got two people deeper. The party is expanding. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. Much love to Mike T. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Experience the power and prestige of the new 2025 Range Rover Sport P530 Dynamic SE. Now available for lease at just $1529 a month for 36 months. With $89.95 due at signing, you'll be behind the wheel of true luxury and performance. But hurry, offers like this don't last forever. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and drive the future of sophistication. Land Rover, above and beyond.
It's a Twin Peaks Tuesday. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge for eats, drinks, and scenic views. This is ESPN 106.3.
Attention business owners, the next several months are going to be super busy. Why not let us take some of the burden off of you? Get the help you need from Intelligent Office in Palm Beach Gardens. Professional live receptionists to answer, screen, and forward all of your calls to you live. Why do you need a virtual assistant? No high salaries, no holidays or sick pay, no call-outs, no turnover, and no additional equipment. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to learn more how we can help you streamline your day.
The Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches returns February 25th through March 1st, 2026. To show our appreciation for our fans and community, we're offering the lowest available ticket prices for a limited time. Enjoy the beautiful Palm Beach weather and watch PGA Tour players compete in your backyard at PGA National Resorts. These exclusively priced tickets are on sale now through August 25th at thecognizantclassic.com/ESPN.
Hi. This is Scott Smith of Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
What if every use of your debit card turned spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
This is ESPN 106.3's Mike Rizzo. Recently, I had the pleasure of speaking with Dr. Michael Stark, a spine surgeon in the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group. When it comes to spine injuries, Dr. Stark says there can be a misconception.
It's broad. Everyone thinks back would just be pain, but that's not always the case. In the spine is all your nerves, your spinal cord and your nerves that come out into the lumbar spine. Problems that you can see with those aren't just pain necessarily. Those are the more obvious, but you can see numbness. Patients can come in without pain, but they may have weakness in their leg or in their arm, and that may may be from a pinched nerve that's higher up in the spine somewhere. So those are usually more alarm type symptoms where I would say you need to get evaluated. But it could also be something simple like a muscle strain or pull where it would end up with back pain or tightness that could result in symptoms prompting care.
That's Dr. Michael Stark with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362 or go online to pbhnphysiciangroup.com.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
God knows I am reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on. I need her, my babies.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
The Miami Dolphins agreed to a one-year contract with outside linebacker Matthew Judon on Monday. A source confirmed to ESPN, this by Marcel Louis-Jacques of ESPN's NFL Nation, covers the Dolphins. The contract is worth up to $6 million, according to multiple reports. The Dolphins have need at corner. They have need on the offensive line. They got need pretty much everywhere outside of edge rusher, but they add him to a heap of edge rushers in Jalen Phillips, Chop Robinson, and Bradley Chubb, strengthening their strengths. That is your Baptist Health Orthopedic Care off-season football report with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Speaking of Baptist Health, I hear we have a special guest on the Baptist Health Hotline here, CCAT.
We sure do.
We have a special guest on the Baptist Health Hotline. You know the number, 888-760-3776. And you know about Baptist Health Orthopedic Care because this guy right here, I talked about Matthew Judon. This guy is experienced in judo. I would hope. I don't know if he is, but I'm assuming. The Baptist Health Hotline is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. If you're watching us on YouTube at ESPN West Palm, the surprise has been spoiled. If you are listening to us here on ESPN 106.3 or on your smart speakers, then I'm going to introduce our guest. He is none other than Dean Thomas. Woo!
Do I not get a round of applause? What's going on? What's going on?
That is producer CCAT slacking.
There we
Dean.
go. That's better. Make me feel good. Make me feel at home. You feel at home.
Yes, you are at home here on Theoretically Speaking, despite you not pulling up on us in person. Again, you go like 2 months apart. We haven't seen you since the stand-up show.
I'm sorry, man. You know I be talking garbage, man. Every time I see you guys, it's always all love. I gotta make it happen. I will make it happen.
Dean Thomas, who is the man, he obviously is a UFC coach, former UFC fighter, and a friend of all shows here on Theoretically Speaking, and Russo and Rizzo here on ESPN 106.3. We got Tina in for the happy hour as well. It's a full house. The CCAT is here behind the glass on the ones and the twos. And Dean, we're bringing you in for a very specific reason. You helped us deliver on our punchline picks bet last year. We did football picks against the spread, Theoretically Speaking versus Russo and Rizzo. CCAT and I lost. The punishment was to do stand-up comedy. So we delivered it, and it was great. At Bob Carter's Actors Rep, hell of a night, Dean. Are you still riding off of the waves, the high vibes of that night like we are?
I am, man. I got to tell you, I was so impressed with you guys. I'm happy you guys did it. You guys delivered. I was shocked by how good you were at stand-up.
Talking about specifically also CCAT. CCAT had a 38-minute set, and he would have kept going if you did not flash that light in his face.
I was flashing that light in his face for 20 minutes. I was like, CCAT, We got a show to do. We got more people here. But no, you guys delivered. I was at Comedy Mothership the other day, and I will put you guys up at the Comedy Mothership of how good you guys were at stand-up.
Oh my God, it's Logan's place.
Don't get us amped up. And again, C-Cat, you might have had more show to do, but he had more people to offend that night. So he had to take his time with his set. Dean, here's the thing. We love the name Punchline Picks. We did it because obviously we have to deliver punchlines if we lose. And again, betting against the line, it just made sense. We are very creative here at Theoretically Speaking. That's how we got the name Theoretically Speaking. But Dean, we want to keep Punchline Picks for next year, but we want to change the punishment. We can't do punchlines as in delivering jokes again because we've already done stand-up comedy. We don't want to just beat a dead horse. Instead, we thought that maybe you, Dean Thomas, can beat a dead group of guys that can't sports gamble. We want Punchline Picks to return, and the punishment is Dean Thomas gets to punch both hosts in the face. How much will we have to pay you to help us pay that off?
Well, let's not do the face because that might leave a mark. Yeah, and I don't want nobody coming after me for a mark.
Okay.
But,
where's the safest place?
Wait a minute, Theo. Wait a minute. Body shot. A body shot. I will rupture somebody's spleen. So let's do a body shot. And if you lose, you got to take a body shot from me.
Just hands behind the head.
Oh my God.
I don't care where you put your hands. I'm sitting you down. So if we're going body shots, make sure you bring some knee pads.
No, so Dean, which one do you think actually would hurt more? Because I feel like I would be more nervous and anxious for the body shot because you already, like any kind of body shot, look, a face shot, I might get knocked out. I might not even remember it. A body shot, I'm going to remember every aching moment of it. I might throw up.
Well, a body shot's going to hurt you a lot more.
That's what I'm saying.
The face shot will just knock you out.
Right. So do the face shot. I want to get punched in the face. I'd rather get knocked out than be aching on the ground for 20 minutes.
No. We got to go body shot. A face shot, you're going to get knocked out. You're not going to remember it. We got to go body shot. And it's something you'll never forget for the rest of your life.
So Dean, would this be like pro bono, or you punch people in the face and in the body and all around, but you do it for a paycheck you used to do in your fighting days? Would this be pro bono, or is the price right?
Oh, no. I'm doing this for free. I've been dying to punch somebody for the last couple of months, man. I haven't put my hands on nobody for a minute. So if you give me an opportunity to punch somebody, y'all both can catch these hands.
Nice.
Okay, so theoretically speaking, C-Cat and I, we are signed, still delivered. We're signed up for this. We now need to present our idea to Russo and Rizzo and see if they will buy in. Now, I'm curious what y'all think. I think Colin Russo will be game for this.
Yeah.
I think that Mike Rizzo, on the very mention of it, is going to throw his hands up and say, he's going to say one of those Mike Rizzo-isms. He's going to, brother. What are you crazy? Good on you, brother. But I don't want any part.
Or both of them will be ignorant enough to not know that Dean Thomas fought in the UFC. That's a very real possibility. Wait, who's Dine? Dine Thomas?
Yeah.
Who's he? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I'll let Dine punch me. I don't care. They won't know.
I love it. Hey, set him up. Tell him it's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? I haven't fought in a while. It's been a minute. I don't got nothing left. Tell him, yeah, I'm almost 50. Tell him all that good stuff.
Nice.
See, this is the thing, though. The only issue is it is going to put so much more pressure on us making our picks, because we make our picks on Thursdays when we do this. We're picking against the spread in football, college and pro. It's going to put so much more pressure, especially in those last 4 or 5 weeks when it's close. And we know we're picking Army and Navy, and we know that our literal spleen is on the line.
Tina, you are a white-collar worker. You know the rules and the ins and outs. Is there any chance that this is going to happen?
I have. It's going to have to just not be
official
here at ESPN West Palm.
This is happening.
We're meeting in the back alley.
Yeah.
This is happening.
The bosses cannot know.
Yeah,
it'd be hard to pass.
Who's snitching? This is happening. We're going to call it Punchline Picks. And that's the same name we called it last year. We don't have to necessarily let the bosses in on what we have going, what the punishment is. We just got to make sure Russo and Rizzo agree to it.
We'll record it and post it to our personal social media accounts. So unlike the jokes that were told, at Bob Carter's Actors Rep, people were able to see the reaction of the hosts that lose Punchline Picks get punched in the gut by a professionally trained and trainer of the mixed martial arts, Dean Thomas.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited about this already. I'm about to go do some push-ups right now, just so I make sure I got good rotation in my body shot.
Now,
Yeah,
Dean,
would
I've
you
already
give us an
taken-
honest effort, Dean? Like, would you actually punch like hard?
Of course he would.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's to the body,
I
dog.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
He's not holding back. You see, look, you know what, Dean? I also, as a person who has already taken from a heavyweight champion, Sugar Ray Leonard, as a person who has stood in there and taken body shots from Sugar Ray Leonard, I am not afraid of getting back in there. Now, I'm going to win this time. I'm not going to suffer the punishment. But
Theo, wait a minute. I got to correct you. Sugar Ray Leonard fought at like 147 pounds. He was nowhere near a heavyweight.
I was hoping y'all was going to let that ride, and you're the only one that was going to correct me. I was like, damn it, why did I say heavyweight? So look. The only thing I would ask is if it is C-Cat and I, the only thing I would ask is, do we have to be bare or can we wear like a jacket? You know what I'm saying? Like a shirt, maybe something stuffed underneath. Is there any kind of protective gear that's going to be involved in this, or is it just a straight up fist to the gut?
If I'm you, I'm putting C-Cat in front of you.
I just punched through both of us.
Oh, who wants to go first? It's going to be two. You want to go first?
I'd have to go first.
No.
I would have to go. I can't. There's no way I'm going
You
to
don't
watch
watch me crumble and go into the fetal position? Like, all right, who's next?
Absolutely not, because also after that first punch, Dean, I would assume your adrenaline would go up some.
No, I think Dean's reaction to me in tears on the ground would, I don't know, punch a little bit softer to the second guy.
No way.
No. It's gonna make me more excited to outdo myself.
It's like I'm gonna set a new record.
Like he's at a bar at one of the punching bag machines, and your buddy goes first, and he puts the score in the 700s, so you gotta get the 900s.
Because that's the thing too. If you don't give a big enough reaction, he might look for a bigger one out of the movies.
Okay, level.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No. Okay, Dean. I just wanted to make sure. We wanted to clarify that before we presented this idea to Russo and Rizzo. So he's willing to do it for free, so it's within our budget. We need to figure out if it is within the means of Russo and Rizzo. C-Cat, you're on board.
I am in.
All right. C-Cat and I are in. Tina approves, and she's management, so it's all sealed and
Yes.
delivered. Yes.
Marketing manager.
Dean, appreciate your time, man.
Not only
Yeah. I think that's Steph Prince, our general manager.
Big brother stepped in and said, "No more Dean Thomas. We got to get this off the air."
She cut him off mid-sentence as he was going to promise more towards ESPN West Palm and our punchline picks. I'm glad that we finally came to an agreement, and I'm glad it's not going to cost us anything.
I thought it was going to be a trade deal where we have to do Dean Thomas reads for a month promoting Dean Thomas. And
what would those look like? It's just
I don't know. Like, hey, Dean Thomas. Yes. You know what? We'd be promoting his new movie. That's what it would be. You know, we'll do that.
You're going to be in the movie.
Yeah. Shooting on Saturday.
He's rubbing it in your face.
How did we let Dean out of here without me getting him for that? I can't believe you're the boyfriend, huh? You're the new boyfriend in town.
I don't know my role in specifics yet, but I'll be showing up at 6:00 Saturday night and make my film debut.
I'm going to check your location. I'm going to show up and I'm going to heckle you.
Maybe I'm the next Adam Sandler, and that's how I got my start. What if, like, Martin Scorsese's like, who's that in the back? Wait a second. Kind of looks like Sam Howell.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like Sam Hartman, a combination of the two. And you get, who's that? It's Christian and Katz. I need him in Dune 3.
It's the Cat Man. I'm gonna heckle you though, so you're not gonna have a good time on set.
Wait, you don't know where the set is.
Find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna follow you around.
You're not gonna be allowed at catering. Like you're not gonna be allowed back there while I'm rubbing elbows with the big wigs. And yeah, exactly. You're not allowed.
I was about to say you're back there rubbing. Are you trying to get a bigger role? I don't think it works like that, C-Cat. That is the old Hollywood. We've gotten rid of those kind of guys. C-Cat and I are in for punchline picks. We are in for getting beat up by Dean Thomas. If we lose the football against the spread picks, and I don't think we're going to lose them this time around, Tina. Like, do you at least have faith that that's enough motivation for us to win? Because C-Cat tanked it last year because he wanted to do stand-up.
Not true.
So would you guys be open? What if Russo and Rizzo didn't want Dean Thomas to punch them?
Soft.
And
Yeah,
they had
sweet.
someone else. It'd be like, hey, like if we lose, we want this person.
No.
to punch.
No.
Okay.
What the hell? What are you talking
They're
about?
going to say no to Dean Thomas.
No, they're not. They're not cowards. These are two young, strong men. One of them runs 8 miles every day, and he's always laying by the pool picking up hot babes. And the other one just did a half Ironman. He's doing a full one soon.
Yeah. I don't know.
If anything, me and C-Cat are the ones out of shape that should be most nervous right now.
Okay.
Can we do a cocktail of the day?
Of course we can.
Sheesh. Cool my nerves right quick, because you got me. I'm all worked up here.
This would be interesting if this actually happens. And no one can know about it here at ESPN West Palm.
What, the punching?
Yes.
It's going to happen. It might not happen to us. It's probably going to happen to Russo and Rizzo, hopefully.
Yeah, C-Cat totally tanked.
He did. He wanted to do
He
stand-up
wanted to
comedy.
do it so bad.
Yeah. We actually had a deal that we were going to do stand-up comedy whether we won or lost come the end
That's
of
what
it.
I'm saying. I think even if Russo and Rizzo ended up losing, like all four of you would have ended up doing stand-up, which would have been great.
That would have been great, too. That would have been a packed-out show.
Yes.
Do we have our cocktail of the day?
Yes, we do.
Hold on a second there. I see you
I know.
over there.
I'm really confused right now.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, Christian brought me in.
Christian.
Yeah, Christian. I can't talk.
This is Mike Rizzo here joining the
sorry.
show. Do we want to
No
pump the brakes
context.
on your cocktail of the day here?
Yeah, I'm a,
'Cause I can
a
tell
little,
you're distracted.
I'm a little confused.
Hang on. I got to give
Mike
Tia.
Rizzo from Russo and Rizzo has just joined the show.
Got to give Tia a shout out. She helped me fix the hair with the entire office today. So I came in with Theo, I apparently came in with a botched cut, and everyone's like, Riz, you got to do something with it.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was, brother, it was a big day, had to wash the hair today. I didn't want to put in any product in it. And everyone's like, Mike, you're at the point of no return. Like, you have to put product in your hair. Tina helped with the situation. So appreciate that. But what's going on? Why am I getting summoned?
Hulk Hogan fan? You say brother often, and you kind of say
No.
it like
I'm
Hulk Hogan.
I'm just.
That's just a Midwestern thing?
Correct.
Okay.
I don't want to say a Cleveland thing, but yeah.
You were going to say a Cleveland thing, the land.
Yeah.
I like the land, man. I was just
Partner,
thinking land a couple weeks ago.
Theo, partner, brother, the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right,
partner.
Go ahead.
Howdy.
Go ahead, partner.
All right, Mike Rizzo. Mike Rizzo's
Yeah.
here. And you know him from Russo and Rizzo. And you know him from him and Colin Russo beating our tails last year in Punchline Picks.
Yes.
Mike, you like the nickname Punchline Picks, right? We should keep that. We should carry it over into next season.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
This is the first time I have heard that we're going to renew the competition.
We're renewing the competition this year, but we can't do stand-up comedy again because that's old news. We've already done it.
Okay.
So C-Cat and I have already got an idea. We've agreed to it, and we've gotten agreements from the third party that we keep the name Punchline Picks. And instead of the losers of our football picking against the spread competition having to do stand-up comedy, all you have to do is the losing show, both hosts, take one punch each to the gut from Dean Thomas. C-Cat and I are on board. Dean Thomas just gave his stamp of approval. Mike Rizzo, what say you on behalf of Russo and Rizzo?
I really don't want to get punched by a professional UFC
He's
fighter.
not professional anymore. He's retired for like 20 years.
Dean, if you see, dude, Dean is an animal.
I've seen him.
Dude.
I know.
Dean is going to.
I've seen him get his ass
You're not
kicked
supposed
in
to
that-
want
in
to
that
lose the competition.
But no,
Of course,
I
it's a
understand
punishment.
that. But the guy's like, that's physical pain.
Yeah,
That's
a
like
little bit.
that's physical pain, brother.
It'll get
From
you
a
over it.
professional UFC fighter.
He's
Whose
not a
weapon,
professional
whose
anymore.
hands are considered weapons.
No, they're not. He's
Yes, they are.
58
His
years
hands
old.
are 58 years old. I don't care. My uncle Frank's 65.
Not 58.
My uncle Frank. Okay, Frank Conti's 65. You tell me that his hands aren't weapons anymore. Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a punishment.
Yeah, it's a punishment.
But
You're not supposed to want to, you're supposed to agree to it.
Win the competition and it won't happen.
What I'm saying, I think we can find something better than physical harm. Maybe
we can't.
Listen, you can maybe I'm being a baby, but
Bro, he fought in the featherweight
Tina,
division.
I can't. You're for this?
I am not.
Dude,
afraid of
I
a
have,
featherweight.
Hey,
He's
go.
afraid of a featherweight?
Okay, if there is a featherweight UFC fighter listening, all right, that is a smack in the face. Those guys can still crack
I'm
a
just
punch.
saying you could
okay?
take one punch
No,
from a
I don't think
featherweight.
dude.
The dude fought at
gonna
143
puncture my-
pounds.
it's gonna
How much
puncture
do you
my
weigh right
lung.
now, if you don't mind me asking?
Me, I 205.
All right, he weighed
about 205.
143.
Honestly,
You
Mike,
take a
you
hit.
beat his ass.
Yeah, I was
like,
about to
actually.
say. Matter of fact, scrap this competition. Mike Rizzo versus Dean
No,
Thomas. My money's
I'm
on
not
you.
signing up for this.
What are you doing, dude? This is
A punch to Tina, I can't believe it.
I cannot believe you signed off on getting on one of us getting hurt.
I didn't sign off on this. I want no part in it.
You are the marketing director. You can't let this happen.
She signed off already.
I'm just
She set
listening.
up the event.
I'm just listening. I want no part in this.
See, what happens if I get punched in the ribs? I start coughing up blood.
All right, well then we'll get you help.
You'll sign the
Baptist Health
waiver.
Orthopedic Care. Look.
All right, listen. Early thoughts. The early thoughts. We can't do this.
What?
I don't think we can do this.
You haven't even considered it.
Listen, Russo might have a different opinion. If I, yeah, no, seriously, I guess I am. Honest to God, that's why I said a baby. That's why I said baby. Maybe I'm a baby, but
I hope y'all are watching on the YouTube stream because C-Cat got up and walked all the way across the control room to make sure he can hit that
yeah,
for you.
correct. But I don't know. Getting punched by a UFC fighter just seems crazy.
He's not a UFC fighter. He's been retired for like more than a decade. He has 9 losses on his record, bro. 2 of them by knockout.
Bro, my cousin goes, Mike, he called him by his nickname. Apparently Dean had like a nickname or something.
Dino?
Yeah. He goes, my cousin's like, dude, you gotta let me meet him. He goes, he was my guy. He goes, that was a very early UFC. That guy packs a punch. If you get Blake Carino on the phone right now, he'd say, absolutely not. You don't want to get punched in the gut by Dean Thomas.
But you don't have to. All you have to do is win the Punchline Picks competition, and then we'll be the one getting punched.
Theo, God forbid we lose. And then I'm coughing up blood, and I got to explain to the old man what the hell happened.
Well, you won't have to explain it. He'll be watching.
Mike, you're 1-0 in Punchline Picks.
Yes.
Odds are we're going to be the ones who lose.
Dean Thomas was born in 1976. You want to take one punch from that old man? He's like 2 weeks away from a retirement home. Mike Rizzo has already bowed out, but Colin Russo is a real man, and Colin Russo is stepping up to the mic here on Theoretically Speaking in the happy hour. And you know what? I'm glad you pulled up because we needed a real man's answer
This
here.
is a good idea.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is a good idea.
Thank you.
I thought it was to the head at first. The head is dangerous. Let's stay away from that.
You'll fall asleep.
They wanted the face at first.
The face is dangerous.
Body shots hurt worse.
Yeah, but the head is dangerous.
Dude, let's just got clocked by Sugar Ray Leonard. Can that guy still clock a punch?
Yes, and you know
what? And you don't think Dean Thomas, a professionally trained UFC fighter?
Hold on, you think Dean's going full like hip thrust?
Yes,
Yes.
I think he would.
I think
Colin, I am out. I am out.
He said he's
all right.
ready.
He's got to make some picks. You trust these two phonies to make picks?
I was about to say, just win the competition. You did it last time.
I'm out, dude. I'm not getting punched by a UFC fighter.
He's not a UFC fighter. He's retired.
How about you get a spar with him?
Tell that to
How
Dean.
about ground wrestling for like a minute,
Dude,
and you got to last?
Dean literally trains fighters.
You got to laugh.
Bro, you break
Break submission, put him in, break his arm.
Theo, Dean trains fighters still.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And you're telling me he can't punch. If he punches me as hard as he can, I'm going to puncture a lung.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
He's going to hit you in the right spot.
Yeah, he's not gonna hurt you.
He's not going to go after your ribs. He's not going to go after your ribs.
Dude, if he punches me in the chest, I might have a heart attack.
He's not going to punch you in the heart. He's going to punch you in the stomach.
Punch you in the heart. First of all, you're about to have a heart attack right now, and you haven't even played the competition.
Because this is I don't think you guys understand.
He's not a professional. He's an amateur now.
That's just
Mike. This also gives you a couple
wrong.
months to work on your core strength.
That is just so wrong.
Start working now. How about that? We're going to go to break right quick. We got to go to break. Start working now and stop being a coward. Thank you, Colin Russo, for being a real man and signing up with us. Mike Rizzo, shame on you. Theoretically Speaking, it's the happy hour on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Yo, Tina, if they want to get their core in order, maybe they should start getting a little bit more nutrition in their life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Probably going to the gym at 45.
Come on.
But with that, you need the nutrition, and they can start at Vitacost Sports Certified Marketplace that's built for athletes and fitness enthusiasts who train hard, which they'll need to do to get a punch by Dean Thomas in the stomach.
Just one.
And understand the benefits of clean supplementation and nutrition, whether you're prepping for a race, whether you're prepping to maybe get punched by a professional fighter.
Former professional.
Former,
Retired.
yes, maybe still trains.
Washed.
You know, a
He's
really good.
washed.
He is not washed.
Oh, what?
Dean
Did
Thomas,
you take a punch from Dean Thomas? Are you speaking from experience?
Dean
What's going on?
Thomas stays in the gym.
Yeah, it's coaching people.
No, he stays in the gym. He works out. I think you guys would be shocked
At what?
at the punch that Dean Thomas could throw.
I don't know.
I'm sure it's
Yeah.
stronger if he just dives in with Vitacost.
Yes, but I'm gonna get him on that Vitacost. Be like, hey, we need you at your best.
You don't got to do all that. Don't get
Yeah, no, I'm
enhanced.
gonna help him.
What
If-
is this?
This
What
is
is this turning into?
My involvement in Punchline Picks is going to be prepping Dean Thomas.
Wow. So now he's
Like a
you're
racehorse.
coaching him.
Yeah.
It's just like getting this guy ready, gear him up.
Now I'm really into this because I'm going to prep Dean Thomas to show you guys that he can still rock a punch. And I'll get him on Vitacost because, again, if you're just grinding at the gym or just trying to be a little more health conscious, Vitacost is your go-to for leveling up your game. Their new sports certified marketplace has over 400 performance-enhancing supplements, all certified free of banned substances to help you level up your nutrition game. Visit Vitacost.com and use the code ESPN20, ESPN20 for 20% off your order.
Wow. That is
That's so chaotic.
It's a little bit chaotic. How about we do a little midday midterms? Reset the stage here. We'll grade. We'll throw some grades out there. Randy's calling me evil Theo in the chat, trying to get people punched. That's not true. Not evil. I just
Tina, we're trying to make them
Wanna
not
have
be
fun.
afraid of Dean. That's why
Yeah.
we're talking down Dean as
you're-
a fighter.
He's over here like, no, Dean is really strong. No, he's not. Dean is a coward.
Don't you want to
Listen,
see?
it's 3 versus 1, so you could overrule Rizzo.
Yeah, we are. You
Yeah.
know, I didn't think about that. Let's just do
Yeah.
a Democratic vote.
Yeah, it's 3 versus 1, so.
Okay,
Midday
first
midterms.
up, Theo, you just heard about this about 45 seconds ago. Grade this move. Someone pretended to be Justin Bieber and got booked by the Wynn Casino in Las Vegas.
Wow.
I believe he got paid $10,000 to perform at the club at XS Wynn Casino. Grade this move by that guy.
There's not a grade high enough to give this guy. He is apparently he's Dylan Desclose, and apparently he actually performed and ran a tab up. He succeeded. He didn't try. He succeeded. For you to trick a Vegas nightclub into believing you're Justin Bieber and be able to perform, that is the time of a life. You're going to have a story for generations to come. A++++.
That's insane. A+ by him.
Yes, that is crazy.
If you went to that and you didn't have a front row seat, and then you woke up this morning and were read the news. Wait,
That's
that
fine.
wasn't Justin Bieber?
It's
that
almost
doesn't
better.
take away your memories. That's almost a better story.
It's a better story. That is fine. Everybody wins in this situation except for the nightclub who paid this guy and gave him free drinks for no reason.
It's embarrassing, but at least they're in the news.
Yeah, they have a story. They have a story to tell. There'll always be that one club.
All right, Theo, grade in-person fantasy football drafts.
A+++++++. Man, I miss doing these. I want to do it one very soon. In person's the best.
See, now, you worked at Duffy's when there were in-person fantasy drafts around you. Have you been a part of one as, I don't know, just a civilian?
Yes.
We're doing one here.
Yes, I was one a few years ago, and I won it. And I'm going to be participating in our one here at ESPN West Palm, and I'm really excited.
Say less. We're locked in. We're doing it right.
I have doubters, too, so I'm going to prove them wrong.
Of course you do.
Grade St. Lucie Battery and Tire. I'm going to give this one to Tina.
A+. St. Lucie Battery and Tire. A+ all the way. A+ from they are the experts. They know what they're doing. You can trust them. A+ staff. The manager, Randall, has just been phenomenal with me every time I've gone in there, which I've had some car issues the past month. SLBT.com. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is not just in St. Lucie County. They're right here in West Palm Beach. Blue Heron and Military. St. Lucie Battery and Tire. SLBT.com.
Grade Dean Thomas's professional fighting career.
A+.
I mean, it's like a C+ at best.
Come on, dog. You're making Russo and Rizzo afraid of this dude. I'll give
3
him,
versus 1. You guys, it's
him,
happening.
I'm giving him a B-, his fighting career.
Wow.
9 losses, 2 by knockout. You know how many losses I have by knockout? 0.
It's more
All right.
losses than Anthony Richardson has in his NFL career.
Woo! That is rough, Dean. And you know what? Take that energy out on Russo and Rizzo when they lose punchline picks. Take it out on their guts. Devontae in the YouTube chat says that he might hit harder if we lose. We don't plan on losing. All right? I can't quote Kanye, but I guess you'll never know.
Yeah.
That's C-Cat. That's Tina. Go in love. Go in peace. Go in joy.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So, when it comes to how you move, do you choose to see a doctor or go to the #1 orthopedic specialist in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment? Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. Locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
ESPN West Palm is on the move. Brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, the most trusted moving company in Florida. You're safe with Safebound.
Hey, it's Tina. Okay, let's be real. When you need tires or a battery, you want someone you can actually trust, right? That's why I go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been keeping South Florida moving for over 50 years, and they're still family owned. They've got all the big tire brands, plus batteries for pretty much everything.